So, today is February the 13th, and on this day in 1970, which happened to be Friday the 13th, this album was released. The first album by Black Sabbath, titled Black Sabbath. And I've owned that album for quite a while. I got it second hand, and this song we're listening to at the moment, also called, coincidentally enough, Black Sabbath, is considered maybe the first doom metal song, the album that really introduced the world to heavy metal. And I'm not really a heavy metal fan at all. I listened to it quite a bit when I was a teenager, and every once in a while I stick it on because there's something about that guitar and Ozzy Osbourne screaming out his crazy stuff. 51 years ago, how can that man still be alive? Well, I read somewhere that there's something to do with his DNA, and he's just able to just quaff inordinate amounts of alcohol. He's now sober and straight and off drugs, I believe, kept on the straight and narrow by Sharon Osbourne. But in any case, that album is such a good one, I thought it's worth having a drink. And I found a cocktail that is called, conveniently enough, Black Sabbath. And it's also, funnily enough, it's made or is invented by a guy in a cocktail bar called Honor in Emeryville, California, which was 2 miles away, or less than 2 miles away from when I used to live in Berkeley. And so I thought, oh, okay, this is all serendipitous, we'll just go with this. And it is a very intense drink, as you would expect. It is a whiskey drink, and it calls for Laphroaig 10-year-old. I did not have that in the house. I did have some quarter cask, which is slightly more expensive, and it's a $75 bottle of booze in my local liquor store, but I think this will be worth it on a Saturday night. Not Friday the 13th, but Saturday the 13th. But also, of course, we did 2 ounces of this, by the way. You know, the day before Valentine's Day, maybe this provides a good sort of counterbalance to all that sweet, sickly stuff that's going to be happening tomorrow, right? 2 ounces of the Laphroaig, 1 ounce of Averna amaro, rich, dark, bitter, sweetishness, licoricey and all the rest of it. And then it takes a spoon of absinthe. And now this is potent stuff. You don't really want to overdo this, but you know, whatever. This is a kind of generally quite strong cocktail. There we go. 1 spoon of that. Calls for a teaspoon actually, which I think that pretty much was. And we're going to go a couple of dashes of orange bitters like so. And while we've got this crazy riff going in the back, we'll stir this up. Maybe not in time for the music. I'm not going to do any head banging, don't worry about that. And now I can smell the whiskey. It's an Islay malt whiskey, so that means it's sort of peaty, smoky, quite extremely so. So 2 ounces of this in a cocktail will really be something, I think. Okay, we'll give that a good stir. Listen to that guitar in the background. And then we will strain this into a cocktail glass like so. And this only takes for a twist of orange as the garnish, and I happen to have a blood orange. So how appropriate is that? Let's get a nice twist of that. And then on top of that, I've got a Zippo lighter here. Let's just flame it a little bit as well. That seems like the right thing to do. Whoa, look at that. Pop that in, and let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, now that is better than bat's head blood for sure. Cheers.